In Geometry Section 9.2, we're dealing with translations, which is a little actually more simpler than reflections that you did last section. In translations, basically you're moving the entire object. So you're not reflecting anything, but you're taking the object and you're moving it from one place to the other. And just like reflection, in order to make it work, you take every point and move each individual point and then reconnect them at the end. For example, this is translation, and I want to translate this triangle, and I'm going to move it 4 units to the right and 2 units up. Okay, so the first one I move B, I move 4 to the right and up. This gives me B prime. I can do the same thing with C. Okay, I have 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 units up. This gives me C prime. Okay, same thing with A. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 units up, and this gives me A prime. So connecting it, I've moved the entire thing 4 units to the right and 2 units up. And when you do this on graph paper, you have it's a lot more exact because, of course, you have the graph paper. And there's different ways they can tell you. They can tell you x plus a, y plus b, or x plus a, sorry, this is supposed to be y plus b. Okay, so basically this is your a and this is your b. So what it would look like is x plus 4, comma, y plus 2. And if it was going the other way, I'd do subtraction. And then, so this would be the example of the translation. And it's pretty straightforward. As long as you can add or subtract, it shouldn't be too much of a challenge. So go ahead and write this down, and don't forget the vocabulary. And we have one example and you're all set. Okay, so this one is asking us to graph the pre-image and the image of the quadrilateral TUWX, and the vertices TU, W, and X are given. And they have the translation x minus 2 and x minus y. So first let's graph the pre-image. The pre-image is -1, +1, and this is T. And then U is +4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. This is U. Okay. W is +1, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's W. And X is -1, up 3. 1, 2, 3. This is X. So this is our quadrilateral. It doesn't have to be a beautiful looking quadrilateral, which this one obviously is not. Apologies for my very sad shape. The important thing you should know is that if you end up with this shape, if the translation, you should always end up with the same shape. Okay? So let's look at this. We're going to have, let's use another color. It wants us to move everything back to and up y. So there's one or two ways that you can do it. You can do it by just taking each one and moving it back to and up, and down 4. Or we can take each one and we can do T prime is -1 minus 2, comma, because I need the new point, so this would be the best way to do it. 1 minus 4. U prime is 4 minus 2 and 2 minus 4. W prime is 1 minus 2 and 5 minus 4, and X prime is -1 minus 2, comma, 3 minus 4. So I've added all of these in -2, all the X's, and -4. And so my actual T prime, -1 minus 2 is -3, comma, 1 minus 4 is -3. U prime is 4 minus 2, which is 2, and 2 minus 2, which is -2. W prime is 1 minus 2, which is -1, and 5 minus 4, which is 1. and x prime is -1 minus -2, which is -3, and 3 minus 4, which is -1. So these are my new points. Okay, so this is part of my answer, and now I just graph that. So I applied each of them, did the math, and now I just graph it. Negative t prime is -3, 1, 2, 3, down 3, 1, 2, 3. This is t prime, and I can check it by just seeing, did I move it back 2, 1, 2, yeah, and down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's t prime. So it's the same thing. I just did the math to make it a little bit more simpler. U prime is +2, down 2. That's U prime. W prime is -1, +1 is W prime. And X prime is -3, down 1. This is X prime. Okay, the shapes are quite unattractive. Let's see, W prime is -1, 1. X prime is -3. Oh, sorry, W prime is up here. 1, 1. So it looks like this. My apologies. That looks better. Alright? What I did wrong was that it's the -1, -1, when it's supposed to be -1, +1. And T and W prime overlap. That's okay. Okay? So if I check, I've moved each individual point down to, back to down 4. And because this is change in the X and this is change in the Y. And then I just connected the dots at the end. So go ahead and write this down and try page 506, number 1 and 3. 506, number 1 and 3, and I will see you in class.